welcome to Judgment Day. We found a BMX shop because we're going to be talking about the highly controversial BMX XXX.
Why couldn't we have found a XXX shop?
Today on Judgment Day, we're taking a look at BMX XXX. Red Faction 2 for the PlayStation 2. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. And Tommy and I review the Microcon controller for the PlayStation 2. Alright, first game we're talking about is BMX XXX. This one's developed by Z-Axis, published by Acclaim, and it's one of the most controversial games of the year. What'd you think of this one?
I bet that all the people out there, and yourself included, are thinking to yourself, BMX XXX, this is a game that Tommy is absolutely going to love. It's got all the potty humor, blah, 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 right? Am I going to make that assumption? Is that a correct assumption?
I would assume that this would be one of your favorite games of 2002.
Wrong, sir!
It's Wild Arms again.
Wrong!
All right.
This game blows!
It does.
I do not like this game at all.
You know, it fails on a number of different reasons. It's too late. You know, we've played so many of these BMX games already, so it's obvious that Acclaim said, okay, well, let's spice this up a little bit, no pun intended, and let's add all kinds of nudity and risque type humor, and we'll make it more interesting that way. But we've played so many of these extreme sports games and BMX games that the gameplay, although it's, you know, solid and it works, it's boring. And then the humor is so over the top and so forced and unnatural and you know, only funny in little bits that it doesn't even satisfy in that account either.
You little will smear my fake tan.
Like you're totally ruining my clothes.
If you're going to advertise the nudity and all the screenshots and all the hype,
this is why you didn't like it. Right here, this is the reason why you don't like this game.
Give me the off the top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't believe
what
you
you
said
have to do is you have to actually beat the game before you get any naked people. What up?
No, I know. It's kind of sad that that is its big claim to fame. This is the big reason. It's raison d'etre. And you cannot get those things until you beat every single square inch of this game. I can't stress enough how tired it is to play these kinds of games over and over again.
Yeah.
These kinds of extreme sports games, although it seems to be the fashion right now to release a new version every year, they don't seem to work quite as well as the league sports games like the NFL and NBA games out there. Those, you can sort of see the reasons why people want the new teams, the new rosters and all that stuff. But these extreme sports games, it's getting to be overkill, man. It really is.
There's not too many sports games you can actually pull this off and be enjoyed. Like, you wouldn't want to see XXX basketball, for example, would you? Acclaim if you're listening. Right. Women's tennis, XXX.
So what are you going to give BMX XXX?
I'm going to give it a 4.5.
I didn't really dig the humor that much. 5 out of 10. On the positive side, the game does feature a pretty solid BMX engine. The licensed music is cool, and to be fair, there are some pretty funny things in this game.
On the negative side, the experience overall just leaves you a little unsatisfied. There are some collision detection problems, and hey, let's face it, I want to see off the top.
Alright, we're going to switch over to the PlayStation 2 now and talk about Red Faction 2 from Volition and THQ. What'd you think of this one? Well,
I gotta say that this is Halo for the PlayStation 2. This is the closest thing PlayStation 2 fans and owners have to Halo on the Xbox.
It really does have an incredibly enveloping story. It pulls you right into the action right away. You get all kinds of really incredible weaponry and an insane amount of firepower and lots of different firefights happening. The second you boot this game up, the single player mode is terrific. It's loaded with all kinds of really nice interaction with the different actors that are in the game.
Squad, check in.
This is Tangier. I'm inside. I can see the roof of the public information building. There's activity on the helipad, but I'm too low to get an angle on it.
You play a part of a squad of 5 super soldiers, and each of them has their own ability. One of them's got this sort of stealth ability with like a predator suit on. You play the part of Alias, who is the demolitions expert, And that's a perfect title to have because you are blasting away at everything in this thing.
The real story behind the whole Red Faction series, though, is that THQ has created what they've called the geomod technology. For the first time, you can actually blow through structures and walls, which, if you played any other first-person shooter game, Doom, Quake, whatever your preference,
Totally
you're
cool.
basically, it's a maze, right?
Right.
Not in this game. Sometimes where you're in a room and you're like, well, I must be trapped. What the heck's going on here?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you look down on the floor and you see a grate. Or you look up there and you see a vent that's covered. So you just, boom, shoot the thing down. And now you can crawl up and go in. That's innovative gameplay. That I like.
You can blow through the walls, you can blow up computers, you can blow up people, which is a refreshing change of pace, because in the last Red Faction game,
Remember that?
you'd shoot them with a rocket
Rocket
launcher,
launcher.
and they'd just be like,
They'd fall
ow!
down.
But
This-
now they blow up into little pieces and chunks and bits, hence the M rating.
To be honest with you, though, I thought that this game, if I was THQ,
Yes,
Tommy THQ they call me,
right?
I would have not made this game M-rated.
No, I think it was the right choice to make. I think the biggest complaint that people had about Red Faction 1 was, why can't my rocket launchers, which can blast chunks through walls,
Right.
why can't they do something to the bad guy?
But the reality is, this is going to limit its sales. Again, I'm no sales and marketing guy,
Right.
but you know,
You're so worried about that, though. You want these companies to make so much money.
Yes.
No, I'd rather they make a better game experience.
But see, now no one under 17 can play this game, and I think that's a shame because it's
It
a
is.
great game.
This really is one of the best first-person shooter games available anywhere, and it's definitely at the top of the list for the PlayStation 2. There's even weapons in the game, especially like in multiplayer, where it really makes a difference, that you can actually see through the walls. There's this rail gun where you can look around inside of the environments that you're at, and you can see these little targeting cursors, and you're running around, and you can shoot through the walls and kill your enemies without them even knowing what's going on. It's incredible. Overall, this is a fantastic package. If you're into first-person shooters, you gotta pick up Red Faction 2. 9.5 out of 10.
I'm giving it an 8.5.
On the positive side, this game has some of the best first-person shooter graphics on the PlayStation 2. The weapons are awesome. I love that rocket launcher and that railgun that can see through walls. And that geomod technology is so darn cool.
On the negative side, this would have been the perfect game to have playable online. And the only other thing that bothered us was those annoying hovering bot thingy bugs.
Stick around. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Tommy's favorite game this week, Death Row.